Hi, everyone. I'm Sam Wilson Jr., and this is the Black Soul Music Experience Podcast, the music podcast on where I interview singers and musicians from genres of black music: gospel, jazz, blues, old school classic soul, old school hip hop, today's hip hop and R&B, Caribbean, Latin, Afrobeat, Afro-Latina, blue-eyed soul, disco, go-go, line dances, and the Lost 45s. So come with me as I take you on to a trip to the destination genre of black music right now on the Black Soul Music Experience Podcast. Legal Shield is a proud sponsor of the Black Soul Music Experience Podcast. Have you been involved in any types of accidents? Have you been a victim of identity theft? Have you been a victim of a computer fraud scam? Have you been in disputes with your tenants or landlords? If your loved one dies and they didn't write up a will for you or for your family, or you and your spouse are filing for divorce, or if you need help by opening up your small business, give Legal Shield a try. Visit their website at LegalShield.com and tell them you heard it here on the Black Soul Music Experience Podcast. Do it today. You'll be glad you did. I'm Sam Wilson Jr., creator and host of the Black Soul Music Experience Podcast. Now, before I bring up my special guest, I have good news to share with you. I have a new website, and you can look for it at the Black Soul Music Experience Podcast.com. That's right, folks. I have a new website called the Black Soul Music Experience Podcast.com. If you have a computer, laptop, notebook, or if you have a desktop computer and it has either MSN or AOL, make sure you type in the name of my podcast website, the Black Soul Music Experience Podcast.com. And if you have Google on your smartphone, make sure you type in the Black Soul Music Experience Podcast.com. That's where you find all of my news blogs, or whatever you want to call it. That's where I tell you what's going to be on the next episode for the entire month. So please check out my website and please pass it on. Make sure you check out my website, the Black Soul Music Experience Podcast.com. That's the Black Soul Music Experience Podcast.com. In the meantime, enjoy today's episode and thank you for your support. Welcome to a bonus episode of the Black Soul Music Experience. I'm Sam Wilson Jr., and I have a special guest on my show, and it's a Mother's Day episode. This lady that I'm about to introduce is a singer, songwriter, and rapper who can sing classic soul, blues, and today's hip hop and R&B. While she's not singing or not on tour, she is also an actress and a fashion designer. Please help me welcome to the Black Soul Music Experience Podcast, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Justina Hendricks. Hi, Justina. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, and you? Welcome to my show. Glad to have you here. I was trying to get you on last season, but because of scheduling conflicts and guests who wanted to be on my show, and I know we didn't get a chance to do it, but I said,
Yeah,
let me reach out to this lady again and see if I can have her for season 5. So, again, you've answered the call, and thank you so much for answering the call as we do this
definitely.
Mother's Day episode.
Definitely, I am honored to be on your platform.
Okay. Now, as always, America doesn't know who you are, the world doesn't know who you are, so I'm very delighted to have you here on my show. So let us begin, shall we? Now, let's get to know you a bit. Can you tell us a bit about your origin story? Where were you born and what type of environment did you grew up in?
Oh, okay, sure. So, I was born in Manhattan, downtown Manhattan to be exact. I lived in the Bronx for a little bit during my early life, and I also lived in Harlem. From there, I migrated to the South, to Georgia. So I was pretty much raised down south. So I came back to New York in my teens, probably like 17. And then I would, go back and forth because my dad was still living up here. I would go back and forth and stuff. And then once I started having children and stuff, I decided to move back up here. So yeah, I'm
And
from
what? Oh, you're
both.
originally from the NYC, correct?
Yes. Hmm.
Okay, yeah. I see you are in Manhattan and the Bronx, and
Yeah.
kind of reminds me of Mary J. Blige, born in the boogie down Bronx, New York, then moved to Yonkers, then moved down to Savannah, Georgia, then moved back to the NYC. So I see what you in your same situation right there.
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay. And which high school did you go to?
I went to high school down south. So actually, uh, ooh, actually, I was a little problem child. So I was a problem child. So I was in a program from the age of 14 to 17. So the program I went to school in there. So I would say I went to Monticello New Life High School in Florida, in Monticello, Florida.
Mm, okay. And which college did you go to, and what was your major in college?
Um, I went to school for a masseuse, and that was in Delaware, in Wilmington, Delaware. And I went to school for nursing in the Bronx. Um, then I went to school in Lower Manhattan. I was going to study law, but those things wasn't my calling, so I never finished any of them.
Mm,
I
okay.
never finished
Now,
finished any of them.
oh, okay. Now, when you were young, who did you want to be when you grow up?
I wanted to be a singer or a rapper.
And how old were you when you started singing and rapping and writing songs?
I say about 8. I say about 8, but music has always been my passion. My mom said when I was a baby, she used to have to play music in order for me to go to bed, in order for me to go to sleep. So I think it's just something that's always been in me, like the love for music.
Okay. Now that you're a singer, songwriter, and a rapper, was that your calling?
Yes, definitely. It's funny because no matter what other road I try to take in life, um, I never succeeded at it. I will always resort back to music. It's like something will always pull me back to music, no matter what I did. Like I was a tax preparer. Like I've done a lot of things, but nothing fulfilled me. Like I wasn't happy. The only thing that ever made me happy and made me feel joy and good was doing music.
Mm, okay. Now, growing up, who were some of your favorite singers and rappers?
Mary J. Blige, Monica, Escape, um, Jell Levert, CeeLo Green, uh, Escape, SWV, of course, SWV, Boys to Men, Keith Sweat, oh, Monifa, definitely Monifa too. Rappers, DMX, Jay-Z, uh, let me see who else. MC Light, Queen Latifah, Little Kim, Foxy Brown, let me see what else. Gangsta Boo, um, Mama Mia, Lil Wayne, the Hot Boys, No Limit, Pastor Troy. Eh, yeah, I would say that's about right. Oh, and Mr.
Okay.
Cheeks, Lost Boys.
Oh, okay. And who were your influences that had inspired you to sing and rap?
um, Patti LaBelle, Whitney Houston, Yolanda Adams, Monica, Mary, Beyonce. Um, and with the rapping, I would say Little Kim, Foxy Brown, um, Nicki Minaj, Jada Kiss, Jay Z, Mace. Yeah, yeah, that's about it.
Okay. Okay. Now, as I mentioned in the intro, you do your singing and rapping in different genres, classic soul, blues, and today's hip hop and R&B. How does your voice matches those singing genres?
Um, I would say with me, there's so much in me musically that I don't sound the same in none of my music. Like listening to my music, you will always think it's a different artist. Like I don't sound the same in none of my music. Why is like that? I don't know, but I just don't sound the same. Like I'm not the type of uh creator that you will listen and everything sounds the same. I'm one of them people that you'll be, let me see, I'll be misunderstood because they'll be like, okay, well, she sounded like this here, she sounded like that there. Like, what is her main sound? And I don't have a main sound. Like, I'm gifted by, the creator to have different things within me. But I don't have a set sound.
Okay. Now, you do also some cover songs like Isaac Hayes and Luther and
Yeah.
everyone else. You also do those cover songs, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, how did you came up with the stage name Self Made Millie?
Because I've always been a loner. I've always been a loner and I've always done things by myself. I've always been a loner. So that's where self-made came from. And the Millie was me saying I'm gonna get these meals by myself. by myself. So that's where the Millie came from. Self-made Millie. I did it by myself.
Okay. You also started doing open mic nights. How did you bring in open mic nights, and what club do you do it at for those open mic nights?
I've done them at a couple of places, different places in New York City, also in Atlanta. Um, for me, um, I needed, because I was shy. I needed the open mic nights because it built up my confidence. Because I was shy, so it's like I went from just standing there and being jittery and saying my music to now I'm in acting and I'm confident. I'm like, when once you get the response from the people, it just opens up something within you. It's like, yeah, I'm her.
Okay. You're also an actress. Did you appear in any major or independent movie or TV shows or TV episodes, or were you as cast as an extra?
I was in, and this movie haven't even came out yet. It's Jada Kiss, um Corey Guns and Dave East, they had a movie. I premiered in there for a club scene and stuff. But I would say that was extra work. I would say that was extra. Um Major stuff that I've done, I haven't done anything major yet. Most of the stuff I've done is like people just getting started or looking to make their way into the film business. So, they'll somebody will hit me up and be like, "Hey Millie, can you do this?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, I got you." So it hasn't been anything major, but I'm looking forward to doing something major. Maybe with Tyler
Okay.
Perry. I don't
Yeah, you never know.
know.
And while you're not on tour or not performing, you're also a fashion designer. Please share with our audience on what's your clothing line and everything.
Okay, so my clothing brand is called Macamillie, and
Okay.
every time I go out, people are always like, because I wasn't looking to be a fashion designer, but I love to dress and I make a lot of my own clothes. And when I would go out, people would be like, "Oh my gosh, I like that outfit." And I'd be like, "Oh yeah, I made it." And people would ask me to make things for them. So that's how, and I've been doing it since I was a young girl. So that's how the fashion came about. It wasn't something that I was like, "Oh, I want to be a fashion designer." It was something that actually just came to me. And the guy that was managing me at the time, he was like, "Hey, people love your style. Why don't you be in the fashion show, Daniel Leathers fashion show?" And this was last year. And I was like, "Okay." So I did that last year. I did two fashion shows, the one in February and the one in September. This year I've just been focusing on my music. So I actually walked. They asked me to model. See, things just be coming to me. They asked me to model for the Daniel Leathers fashion show. So I did that. So things, I have gifts, and I guess opportunities will come to me pertaining to my gifts, and I'll just be like, "Okay."
Okay. Now, since this is a Mother's Day episode, and if you were writing a song for Mother's Day, what would the song be about?
Oh, it would be about mothers loving themselves and understanding that just because you have children and significant others and responsibilities and stuff doesn't mean that you're supposed to forget about self. Self comes first, and a lot of women, they spend so much time taking care of other people that they neglect themselves. And I mean health, I mean everything. They just neglect themselves. So it would be a song about self love, about mothers loving themselves, like pouring into yourself and not allowing having children to stop you from accomplishing your dreams. Let your children be your motivation so you can leave behind generational wealth.
Let's talk about some of your memories of your mom and what was your mom was like.
Well, my mom, my mom is a handful. My mom is a handful. She'll be 62 in July, and my mom, she thinks that she's 21. She's still young at heart. So for her, her children is her life. They're her everything. And she likes to feel a part of our lives. Like she doesn't like to feel neglected. She likes to feel that her presence is still wanted and still needed. But my mother she has always been there for me um through thick and thin, no matter what things I put her through as a child, and so on and so forth. She has always been there for me. So I love my mom. She's great. She's and basically she gave up her dreams. She was a singer. She had the opportunity to sing for Broadway, and she had me and my sister at the time, and she gave that opportunity up. So she gets to live her dreams through me.
Hmm. All righty. Well, congrats to your mom. I know that your mom has always started something with her dreams on Broadway, and which is the reason why we always wanted to do this Mother's Day episode because someone is out there who may have someone in their lives that made something. And I'm very delighted that I got you here on my show. So happy
Thank,
early birthday to your mom, 62 years old,
thank you
Lord
so
willing,
much.
and everything.
Thank you.
Now, oh, you're welcome. Now, here's a question that I always ask my guests, and since this is a Mother's Day episode, living or dead, which female singer you wish you wanted to meet or to perform with?
Mm. Patti LaBelle and Whitney Houston.
Oh, okay. Final answer?
I feel like they are the greatest singers. The notes that they are able to hit are impeccable. Like I love them. Like Patti LaBelle is still here. I pray that I'm able to meet her and cross paths with her. Whitney Houston, beautiful, beautiful voice. Oh my goodness. Beautiful voice. And she left that voice behind to where her music still lives on. So definitely Whitney Houston and Patti LaBelle and Jelliver. Definitely
Mm,
Jelliver.
oh, okay.
Jelliver, yes.
Right.
Oh, one more. Barry
Now, here
White.
in the Black Soul. Oh, okay.
Very
Anybody
white.
else?
Michael Jackson and
Ah,
Prince.
yes, the maestro, Barry White.
Yes, definitely Michael Jackson. He's number one. Michael Jackson, because I was so into the females. I was like, hold up, you forgetting the men. Let's slow down.
Oh.
Michael Jackson, Prince, and Barry White. Barry White had a unique voice. And Jelliver and Luther Vandross.
Mm,
So yeah.
okay, good. All right, good choice. Now, as I was saying, here on the Black Soul Music Experience, I always ask my guests who are the top 10 R&B black artists of all time. But since this is a Mother's Day episode, and since I have you, we're going to be doing the Black Soul Music Experience podcast top 10 Mother's Day songs of all time. Now, here's how it works we start like a top 10 countdown, like the show, America's Top 10, hosted by the late Casey Kasem. And we will find out what was some of the best Mother's Day song of all time. We're talking about the best radio airplay. We start at the bottom five, which was some of the best songs, but didn't get that much radio airplay, whether it's on either on black radio or gospel radio or top 40 radio, depending on the cities and states. When we get to the top five, we will find out what was the best radio airplay ever. Did that artist who made that song made it into a top 10 hit, or did that artist had that song that received a gold or platinum or double platinum or triple platinum or today's diamond platinum? Did that artist perform that song on American Bandstand or Soul Train or The Midnight Special or NBC's Saturday Night Live or Solid Gold? Or did they perform in a music video, whether it was aired on BET or MTV or VH1 or any other video shows locally across the states? Did that artist had their own primetime special, whether it's on CBS or NBC or ABC? Or did they have that special on PBS, whether they performed on the show Great Performances, or did they have that special aired during Pledge Month? Or did they have that live concert special airing on HBO or Showtime? So I'm going to start off with my top 10, and you can think of yours when I start doing mines. So
Okay.
I'm going to start off with number 10. And number 10 is Treat Your Mother Right by Mr. T. Now, we all know Mr. T from the A Team, aired on NBC. And in 1984, he had an LP called Mr. T's Commandments. And one of the songs was called Treat Your Mother Right, although it didn't get that much radio airplay. But then when I bought the song at some oldies store in Midtown Manhattan, I said, let me play this when I was at AM 1460 WVOX in New Rochelle. Try to come up with some Mother's Day songs in honor of Mother. And this was a story of how Mr. T always tells us to treat our mothers right and to make sure that we do the chores, make sure we do our homework, and make sure you help out. So I'll put Treat Your Mother Right by Mr. T at number 10. Number 9, Mother Bowed by the Pilgrim Travelers. This was a gospel song. This came out in September of 1948. This tells the story of how Mother prayed for us, making sure that we get to our destination safely and come back home safely. So, Mother always prayed and bowed for us. So, we'll put Mother Bowed by the Pilgrim Travelers at number 9. Number 8, Loves Me Like a Rock. Now, there were two versions of it. One was from Paul Simon, who originally wrote the song, and this was his single released on the Columbia CBS label back in 1973. It was number 2 on Billboard's Hot 100 Pop Singles charts. And then that same year, the Dixie Hummingbirds did their version of Loves Me Like a Rock, released on the ABC Peacock label. That was released back in 1973. In that same year, it was at number 72 on Billboard's Soul Gospel charts, and the group won a Grammy Award for Best Soul Gospel at the 1974 Grammy Awards. So we'll put Loves Me Like a Rock by Paul Simon and later the Dixie Hummingbirds at number 8. Number 7, No Charge by Pastor Shirley Caesar. This was released back in April of 1975. It tells the story about a son who always wanted to get something from mom, so he would write up all the stuff that he did to get an allowance. So it's like saying, making up the bed, 25 cents. Taking care of little sister, 50 cents, and taking out the garbage, 75 cents. So you have all the list. So when mom looked at the list, she would always say that I always love you because you always done what you're supposed to do and paid in full. So that was the story that was told. So we put down No Charge by Pastor Shirley Caesar at number 7. Number 6, Grandma's Hands by the late Bill Withers is from his debut LP, Just As I Am, on the Sussex Buddha label back in 1971. This was a 2-minute song. He was telling a story about his grandmother, always there when you need them, whether it's on Sunday morning or helping the single moms or making sure that grandkids want that piece of candy. So there's always, Granny is always there when you need them. So we'll put Grandma's Hands by the late Bill Withers at number 6. Number 5, we're up to the top 5. I put a tie, number 5, Sadie by the Spinners. This is from their LP called New and Improved. Album was released on the Atlantic label back in November 1974. The single came out in January 1975. It was telling a story about Sadie. And as you know, My late grandmother's name was Sadie Beatrice Warwick Wilson. So she will always be there making sure that everything is all taken care of, making sure you eat your breakfast, and making sure that everything was all taken care of. So we'll put Sadie by the Spinners at number five. And I put that at a time with Better Days by jazz singer Diane Reeves. Now, this was telling a story about her grandmother growing up, making sure that she'll listen to all of Granny's stories while combing her hair and everything. So we'll put Better Days by Diane Reeves and Sadie by the Spinners at number five. Number four, Thank God for Mama by the Fantastic Violinaires. This was released on the Malaco label back in 1989. This was telling about the story about how our mothers always make sure that you show respect for your neighbors and for your family, how to show love for others, how mothers always teach us from right and wrong, and to make sure that you always be there for mom. So we'll put Thank God for Mama by the Fantastic Violinaires at number four. Number three, I'll Always Love My Mama by the Intruders. And this was from the LP Save the Children, released on the Philadelphia International Gamble CBS label. The album was released back in the spring of 1973. The single was released back in the summer of 1973. It was number 36 on Billboard's Hot 100 Pop Singles charts and number 6 on Billboard's Soul Singles charts. Once again, always telling the story about mom. How do we present ourselves? Mom always gets something for us. How does she gets to work in order to get clothes for us to wear or anything that we have to do? So we'll always put I'll Always Love My Mama by the Intruders at number three. Number two, Dear Mama by the late Tupac Shakur. And this song was written by him while he was in prison back
Mm.
in early 1995. And this is from his LP, Me Against the World. I got a chance to see the video, and you saw his real mother, Afeni Shakur. And this was about telling a story about his mom through all the trials and tribulations. And yes, in that verse, that daddy wasn't there. So always making sure that mama always taken care of. So as I
Yes.
said, he wrote that song while he was in prison. The song went to number one on Billboard's rap singles charts, number nine on Billboard's Hot 100 Pop Singles charts, and number seven on Billboard's R&B and hip hop singles charts. So you know that's the best radio airplay ever. So, and in case you may not know, it was from the LP Me Against the World, and that was approved by the National Recording Registry at the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C., known for its creativity and significance. So we'll put Dear Mama by the late Tupac Shakur at number two. And number one, A Song for Mama by Boys to Men. And that was from the Soul Food soundtrack and from the movie as well back in 1997. A Song for Mama went to number one on Billboard's R&B hip hop singles charts on December 27, 1997 for 1 week, and number seven on Billboard's Hot 100 Pop Singles charts. Once again, tells the story about mom who always there for us, caring for us, making sure that we show respect for other people as well. So we'll put A Song for Mama by Boys to Men at number one. So there is my top 10 Mother's Day songs of all time. So, Justina, do you have any of your favorites?
You said my favorite too, which is Tupac, Dear Mama, and Boys to Men is number one. I every Mother's Day, me and my siblings, we put my mother pictures and we put that song to it. And Tupac, dear mama, my children have dedicated that to me a lot of times. So those are my favorite two. There's one by K Michelle, but I can't think of the name of it. But I've only heard it like once or twice. I just found it probably like a couple of years ago, but I like it. It's nice. But I don't really too much know many mama songs. But I would like for you to email me that list so that I can listen to those songs.
Okay, perfect. And yes, no, email that to you. Okay.
Thank you.
Well, Justina, thank you so much for being here on the Black Soul Music Experience podcast. It's been a pleasure talking with you, and it's worth the wait. As I said, I was trying to get to you on last season, but because of scheduling conflicts, I always say, let me keep in touch with this lady and have her here for season number 5. Again, thank you so much for the call. Thank you for the wait. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, and I am so grateful to be on your platform. And thank you for keeping me in your mind. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, before we go, where can we follow you on social media?
My Instagram is self underscore made Millie 21 at self underscore made Millie 21. If you just type in self made Millie on Google, all my stuff is gonna pop up. My TikTok, my Facebook, my Instagram, my music videos, my YouTube, everything's gonna pop up. Everything is self made Millie.
Okay, well, thank you for a quick plug and everything.
Thank you
Download
for having
all of the Mother, yes. Download all of the Mother's Day songs from all your favorite artists that we have talked about on this edition of the Black Soul Music Experience podcast. Visit iTunes.com, Spotify.com, or purchase a CD at Amazon.com. And make sure you follow Justina Hendricks, aka Self Made Millie. Follow her on Instagram at underscore Self Made Millie. Also follow her on TikTok and on Facebook, and check out the music videos on YouTube. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to check out this episode, please subscribe to the Black Soul Music Experience podcast. Look for me on these 5 platforms. I'm on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and Pocket Cast. And the link is riverside.fm/studio/Samuel Wilson Jr.'s. Don't forget to add the S to the end dash studio. And I will be posting this episode on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And if you want to know more about my podcast, please visit my website. That's the Black Soul Music Experience Podcast.com. And if you have a hard time getting on to Riverside.fm, then please become a paid member and subscribe to Patreon.com. Log on to Patreon.com/the Black Soul Music Experience Podcast 6. If you have a computer, have your email address and your password, go to the Patreon homepage where you see all of the Patreon shows done by different creators. And make sure you go to the search box and type in the Black Soul Music Experience Podcast 6, where you can see all of my audio and video podcast episodes and the video podcast clips that you may have missed. And if you have a hard time getting on the Patreon, that I will be posting this episode on YouTube. Please go to my YouTube channel, and it's youtube.com/ at the Black Soul Music Experience Podcast. And if you like this episode, if you love this podcast, please subscribe, please support, please give me a thumbs up, please leave a comment, and please pass it on. Thank you for joining me as I close out this edition of the Black Soul Music Experience podcast. And happy Mother's Day, everybody.
happy
Well, that's about it for this edition of the Black Soul Music Experience Podcast. I'm Sam Wilson Jr. Thank you for joining me, and please tune in next week for an all-new episode. The Black Soul Music Experience Podcast is sponsored by the support of listeners and viewers like you. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe to the Black Soul Music Experience Podcast. Look for my podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and Pocket Cast. And don't forget the link. The link is riverside.fm/studio/Samuel-Wilson Jr.'s-studio. And don't forget to check out my audio and video podcast episodes by becoming a member and subscribe to patreon.com/the Black Soul Music Experience Podcast. And please check out my video podcast episodes by subscribing to youtube.com/the Black Soul Music Experience Podcast. And please leave your comments, feedbacks, and replies by going to my Facebook homepage. Go to facebook.com/the Black Soul Music Experience Podcast. You can also tweet me on X, aka Twitter, at Sam Wilson Jr. 66, and follow me on Instagram at SAMM.Y2980. As always, partying, remember this: reach for the top and your dreams will come true, and it can happen to you. From all of us, take care, God bless, thanks for listening, have a good week, and please be safe.